And just like that, it's another Black Thursday. I'm not gonna waste a lot of time on the intro. You already know why we're here. I'm with my guy Banks. But a whole bunch of releases have been happening from WWE. Starting with the 13 that have been released today. The names include Dolph Ziggler. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna list them. The names include Mustafa Ali, Rick Boogs, Aaliyah, Elias, Riddick Moss, Top Dollar, Shelton Benjamin, Emma, Dolph Ziggler. Also, that has been added to that list is Shanky, Dabba-Kato, Mace Mansoor, Dana Brooke. Who else? Quincy Elliott apparently was another person that was released. So, Banks, I had to check in with you. I want to know what your opinion is on all these releases.
Well, first of all, I don't give a damn about them other releases. They don't let my man Dabba Kunta. They don't let him go. I don't give a fuck, man. Hey, listen, I stand with AEW after that. I stand with AEW now after hearing that news. That's some bullshit. Commander Aziz is gone. I no longer want to look at WWE.
Now I don't want to look at WWE anymore. I was gonna say, who do you think is gonna be the most valuable pickup of all of the people that were released during this edition of Black Thursday, if you will?
Dabba Kunta. Nah, hey man, if anybody has heard me on this show before, shouts out to Culture 316 for always having me on. Y'all know I'm a big predicator of Impact. Legit, everybody that got released can go to Impact and get some money, bro. Elias can go over there. Hell, he might become champion. Like, there's some people on this list. If they go to Impact, they'll be champion by tomorrow. Especially if Dolph Ziggler go over there.
Mm-hmm.
So, I know one thing. Damn, man, Nick Khan, you ain't looking out for your cousins. It's a lot of Indian people going, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know what Ali is. He might be,
I
but
forgot who. I forgot who. I forgot who in the chat said it, but there was only one non. There was only one non-person of color released today, or it looks like a couple, which was Elias and Dana Brooke. But and Dolph Ziggler, so
and Emma.
that counts. But yeah,
Are
and
they
Emma.
saying
Jesus,
it's
I'm missing.
racism in the E?
Yo, speaking of which, how could I forget Emma? What'd you say?
Is there racism in E? Oh, I'm shocked. But then, hey man, they only let one black person go, and besides that, he already a Hall of Famer, so it don't matter.
Don't even matter like that. But I was gonna say, so earlier today they announced, and we'll talk about this later. Earlier today they announced Elimination Chamber in Perth, Australia. Emma retweeted it and said a dream. And the next thing you know, like literally 45 minutes later, Sis was like, my bad, never mind, I got released. Which is pain, which is terrible. Like I feel so bad for her. But all these releases, I feel like Dolph is probably going to end up in AEW with his brother. Um, I mean, there's a lot of places that he can be placed on AEW, considering that Ring of Honor is in that same vertical. But I definitely see Dolph Ziggler, Mustafa Ali, both in the AEW, in the conglomerate, if you will. But I definitely see them, them two over there. I feel like everybody else is going to go to Impact or just like not be wrestling like that anymore, to be honest. So.
Hey man, Ali, don't go to AEW, bro. You're gonna get lost in the sauce. Even if you come from the WWE, look at Rusev. Take your ass to Impact, where you could become champion. Hell, if they make you X Division champion, go over there, bro. He will get busy over there. All them, you know what I mean, them comedic promos he be having, he can do that over there. Dolph, if he go over there, it's
Right.
just because, no disrespect to Tony Khan again. He seemed like he a nice guy, but he likes spending money. So if Dolph go over there, he gonna just get some money. You'll see him once a month. Same thing with Edge. Like I keep saying,
Mm.
if Edge decides to go over there, bro, it's legit because he like, hey man, I'm gonna work once a month, make 250K a month, and be up out of here. Sound like a sweet deal to me. Pause.
Funny part was he was kind of already doing that with the E. Like there was a point in time where I knew Dolph Ziggler more for his stand-up comedy stuff than his wrestling stuff, because bro would just be in every city that WWE was in and do his little stand-up gigs and just be chilling. Like free flights, free accommodations, and you could just put on a little comedy show and you still getting paid. Like Come on.
One of my goats, man. That's why he one of my favorites of all time. Not just because his in ring work and his promos, but bruh, he is the American dream. Like you just said, he got like that's basically a hobby. Him doing comedic, comedy. And I'm not saying he probably not serious, but
Right.
him doing stand up comedy is more so a hobby. And it's like, well, I'm still making X amount of dollars from the E. Cause he's basically been
Mm,
retired for 2 years. If you want to keep it a buck, like we ain't seen him that much, or
right.
shit, since Kofi Mania. Cause remember, after Kofi
It
Mania,
should have been me.
yeah, after he cut that promo, he had that match with Kofi. We ain't really been seeing him in the past 3 years. I only remember seeing him during the pandemic.
Well, remember he had that program, I think it was like last year, with uh Braun Breaker for the NXT title. So he had that little program and he won the NXT title, but after that it was just kind of like he was just chilling. So,
And again, he's been with the company 2006, so 17 years now. Yeah,
mhm.
17 years since the Spirit Squad. He been with the company since then. He made a lot of money. He
He
he,
did.
he made a
He
lot of
made a
money.
lot of money.
And he in the Hall of Fame. He done been champion what? Twice? World heavyweight champion once or twice? No,
Yeah, he
come on. One of the greatest
he
sellers
been
of all
world
time. He good.
Absolutely. I was gonna say we could talk about all these releases all day, but I do think that Dolph and Mustafa are definitely going to be the most valuable free agents. But we're gonna move right along because it seems like you win some and you lose some, right? Because right before all these releases happened, it was announced that WWE Friday Night SmackDown has reached a $1.4 billion agreement with the USA Network, which will go into effect October of 2024. The deal is going to average around 287 million a year. It is expected though that NBC Universal is going to give up NXT and Monday Night Raw. Rumors have been circulating about NXT and Monday Night Raw getting interest from Disney and Amazon Prime. Wanted to know your take on it. Do you think that Monday, and there's a possibility apparently of Raw not even being on Monday? Do you think that Disney or Prime is going to pick up either of these shows, be on any of these platforms? What do you have to say about that?
Brother, I think I'm about to quit every single job I've had. I already quit, but a job that I have now, I'm about to quit. It's too much money out here. They just got 11 bill. Now they about to get 200 million. Then if they go to Disney, Amazon, that's gonna be up there. Like, bruh, nah, nah, nah.
Whew.
Hey man, listen. Dame Dash Ben told us to quit these jobs and be your own boss or something to this because it's too much money out here in the world. For all this inflation they saying in the world, people getting cashed out, particularly the Khans and the McMahons. But um I see them going more so to Prime. I mean, Disney Prime, you win either way. You got the mecca of entertainment right here, and then you got the mecca of retail, the biggest retail company in history, and the biggest retail company right now. I just saw a truck. I see a truck every 5 minutes. I was about to say more, but yeah, I see them every 5 seconds. So it don't matter, bro. Whoever pick them up, people still gonna watch. Am I? Not right now because it's football season. Basketball season about to
Right.
start. MLB playoffs. Dog, I other than highlights thank God for YouTube, I don't be knowing what is going on in wrestling.
I'm weak.
Like I
But
watch
but
sports.
but but that's a fact. But I mean, you make a point, right? Like it's a win-win either way, and something to think about. If SmackDown is getting 1.4 billion, I wouldn't be shocked to see Raw exceeding that, probably even reaching 2 billion, to be honest. Because if you're talking about Raw and NXT, that's two programs. 9 times out of 10 is going to be some type of multi-platform agreement that they had, like with Fox, right? And SmackDown isn't even the flagship show. So if you have the flagship show in Raw and you have, NXT, it's like they're probably going to get ran a nice little calm 2 billion. And regardless of who picks it up, it's a bag either way. Like it's a bag either way, and they can afford it. They can afford to give WWE or TKO $2 billion, and it will be just work out just perfectly fine. But man, it like you said, quit these jobs, be your own boss because there's a lot of money out here. But I want to know what everybody else thinks as far as like this whole SmackDown thing, $1.4 billion agreement. But we're gonna move on. And on top of that, we got more details. I talked yesterday on the pod about them having a premium live event in Perth, Australia. We have more details about it. It has been announced that WWE Elimination Chamber will emanate from Perth, Australian at the Optus Stadium. It will take place on February 24th, which will be obviously on the road to WrestleMania, which will take place in Philly. I wanted to know how you feel about this. Do you think that they're putting themselves in a very difficult position by having two big stadium events back to back, especially so close to WrestleMania?
You know, uh, I will say this: all this money that's being put into the company. If I'm the talent, hey, bro, I need a raise. Like we should be getting NBA contracts or something close to it at this point. No, NBA contracts. Yeah, no, not NBA contract, but you should be getting a little bit somewhere close to what a wide receiver gets in the NFL at this point. Because, dude, it's too much money coming in. If I'm gonna put all this work in, we traveling across the world. I mean, doing these events once a month across the ocean, and then come back here like the following week. Yeah, dog, I need that raise. And maybe they do. They have gotten raises already. We just don't know. But yeah, that's
Right.
all I'm gonna say. If I'm the talent, hey, bro, I need a raise. Let me holler at you about something.
I mean, I stand with you on that position. Like you said, there's a lot of money coming in, like too much money coming in, especially after the sale and now on the heels of these agreements, and then on top of that, them releasing all this talent. So you have the cap space to do all this stuff. Cap space, so to speak, it's a sports term, but you have all the cap space to give everybody a raise, and I feel like that should be just kind of a natural progression or a natural next step. But yeah, like I don't think that this event is going to set WWE back or put WWE back because by now, international premium live events are a part of WWE's rhythm, right? They've been doing stadiums now regularly for big events for about 2 years at this point. Clash of the Castle, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble. Only the exception is really Survivor Series. And I think the only reason why they don't do a stadium Survivor Series is because it's brick, right? Like your November in Chicago is brick. Had it been 70 and sunny, we would be seeing this at Soldier Field. But because it's not, it's indoors. But I feel like WWE definitely has a rhythm when it comes to premium live events, and it incorporates stadiums now. So I don't think this is going to set them back by any means. I think this is actually going to do a lot of business for them, considering there's going to be so many people that want to come because it's like it's a WrestleMania. It's on the road to WrestleMania and it's outside of the country. So it's like if you can't make it to WrestleMania, all right, we can go to Elimination Chamber or something along those lines. So I think it's going to be a good move. I think that it's going to be a good show, and I think that it's not going to put WWE in a bad position. Um, this is just a quick question because it seems as if I was talking about this yesterday. Um, they were talking about TKO was not necessarily thrilled about the negative press that Vince McMahon gets in regards to his sexual assault, sexual harassment allegations. And then on top of that, the LA Times said that depending on the potential findings of this inquiry into Vince McMahon, McMahon could face criminal and or civil liabilities that could prevent him from serving as an officer or director of a public company. I think that the SEC actually like raided his house, if I'm not mistaken, to kind of seize documents and all this other stuff. But like I thought, like, wouldn't Endeavor or TKO know about this before the sale, or do you think that this was all a part of the plan?
No, they knew. Everybody know. Everybody know where he hiding the bodies at. The point is, who gonna tell? So the person that leaked out all this stuff last year, hey man, he might be part of the bodies. He might be, he might be a literal body somewhere because he leaking it
Right.
out with the Godfather. But my company just sold. It ain't under it ain't under my name no more. I forgot how many shares he got from the company. Plus, he got $125 million cash out as well. Hey, bro, y'all kick me out if you want, for sure. I'm gonna fuck with you. I'm gonna have to go chill for the rest of my life, however long I'm gonna be on this planet, cause he up there in age. So, so what? My lawyers, we straight. You know what I mean? We gon' either they gon' They're gonna cop a plea deal, so he don't have to serve no time. He gonna be all right, man. Dude worth billions of dollars. He ain't going to no jail. He gonna be all right. Now, will he have anything to do with the E? No. Does he care? Well, probably so, because they said that's all he does is work. He don't take vacations. He don't do anything but work. Now he kind
Mm.
of forced to find something to do. I don't know, go fishing. You see, he got that new hairpiece and mustache. See, look, man, all this could have been avoided, Vince. If you ever hear this, you would have took your ass to the DR. You could have went, to some country in Asia. You could have spent a little 35 American dollars, bruh. You would have been all right, bruh. Instead of spending $15 million on some coochie. If you would have just went to these places, bruh, you could have went to Mexico. I was about to say the club, but you could have went to this club in Mexico. You could have went a couple places, save you millions of dollars.
Millions.
But no, you had to go ahead and spend. Bro, I need that type of money. Will I spend it on coochie that much? Absolutely not. But I need that type of money. We're $14 million for some ass. Yeah, yeah, we need that type of money.
That's OD. To put that into perspective, right? And this is something that I spoke on a while ago. So WWE bought WCW for they sold the trademarks, the name, and the property of WCW for $2.5 million,
Yep.
right? And then they spent another $1.7 million to own the WCW library. So that's around $4 million, right? In 2000, I'm doing this in real time. So $4 million uh in real time, right? Um I'm trying to see how much it costs or how much that would be worth today, right? So
About eight,
that's
eight to ten.
about six. It's
Yeah,
about right now. It says 6.8. That today in today's money, that's worth 6.8 million dollars,
yeah.
right? So this man spent more on NDAs than he did purchasing another company, and that's we're not even talking about EC. He probably spent more on NDAs than he did purchasing WCW and ECW stuff,
Yeah.
which is berserk, which is wild to pay more for NDAs than you do for another company or multiple companies
Or
is
talent.
berserk. Yes,
Like, remember
or
when they
talent.
was releasing all that talent? Everybody was like, damn, why everybody getting released? Because you got to pay for that coochie. Some of y'all just bad coochie, metaphorically. Y'all just ain't working. Y'all ain't worth the money. So I got to let y'all go so I can get some good coochie. $14 million worth of coochie instead of having $14 million worth of AJ Francis and Leo Rush and all these other talents. Yeah, bad coochie. Use the good coochie money.
It's over. I'm subclipping that. That's going on the short.
Oh
But
shit.
it's over. This up. Nah, I mean, but you're right though. But like, yeah, man, this whole situation with Vince. Here's the thing that I was talking about in the group chat, right? I feel like this was a setup. I feel like they understood. I feel like Endeavor knew that even if Vince was out, he is still the majority shareholder of WWE, which means that if there is a sale, he has to approve it. He has to approve it or he has to reject it. He still has the final say because of how much he controls. So I feel like what they did is they kind of like made Vince let his guard down. Hey man, we need you here. We need you a part. We want you to be a part of this. We're a big family here at TKO. And now that the sale is closed, now that the deal is done, the cash outs have been made. Now all of a sudden, wait, we don't want to be associated with the negative. They knew about the negative press, but they didn't want to talk about it until the deal was completed so that they can own it, get Vince out the way. Like that was the goal. Just do their big one, get Vince out the way. I mean, like even I'm not gonna sit up here and say that Triple H was perfect, but since he was at the creative helm, we can look at premium live event after premium live event. They've been breaking records, social media records, attendance records, like merchandise records. Like under Hunter's creative helm, WWE is better than it was when it was under Vince's helm in the recent years. I'm not going to sit up here and say that Hunter's reign of 2 years is more successful than Vince producing The Undertaker and Hulk Hogan and the Attitude Era. No, we're just talking about within the last, I would say, 5 years or so. Triple H's run has produced more healthier dividends for WWE. So I feel like Endeavor understood that, but they wanted to make sure that they bought the company and be in a position where they got Vince out the way.
Right.
That's my theory.
No, you're right. So far as Triple H being a booker, he ain't a good booker. He just know how to put matches together. Uh, I never thought he was a good booker when he took over. It was like, all right, cool, you bringing all these people back. R.I.P. to Bray Wyatt, but okay. So, but besides that, I will say it is something to the booking style that's, doing the most important thing in anything that you do is making money. Fuck the entertainment, get the money. That's what it's about. So,
Right.
like you just said, the past 3 years have been their highest grossing years in history during the pandemic because it was the only thing they had. They
Right.
made the most money because they didn't have to tour. Now in
Right. Very true.
the past year, especially this year, I've been on I think I've been on wax saying it, but I've said it to people personally. This is one of their best years ever. As far as the money, what they drawing, the matches, the pay-per-views. They haven't missed with a pay-per-view. Even Fastlane was good. And that
Right.
wasn't a huge card. But yeah, so it might be something to that. Maybe he is a good booker. Maybe I'm just, talking shit. But at the same time, what you're saying is right. Dude, when we about to sell something for, hell, $11 million, they know your mama, they know your daddy, they know your grandma, they know everybody's social security, they know everything.
They know everything.
So imagine 11, like if you could fathom in your mind $11 billion, you selling anything. They know your whole bloodline. So everybody knew about this for years. He's been doing this probably since the 80s. More than likely, it's been since the 80s. It just accumulated over time. But
Yeah.
again, you gotta get you some right steppers. That's all I can say. Like if you gotta have them sign NDAs, first of all, you into some freaky shit. Number two, an NDA don't cost that much. Like, hey baby, I'm gonna cash you out, get you a little whip, pay for the apartment. That's still gonna probably be at the most like 100K a year. You feel me? You
Right.
gotta pay for the luxury apartments downtown LA or wherever they at. The Luxor, you gotta pay for that, something like that. You feel me? Get her a little Honda Civic, 150K at the most. You still saving money.
Nah, but he must have done something wild, but you're right about that. But definitely want to hear everybody's opinion on that aspect. But yeah, that concludes our little culture. It's crazy because this one, even though it's the quick express one, this one was longer than the one that I put out yesterday. But
There
there's
you
a
go.
lot going on. Banks, as always, thank you so much for coming on. And I'm gonna see y'all next week, man. Y'all have a great weekend.